There, my crypto bit brothers and sisters, this here bulldog rod again, and over here we got Papa Ron, the man,
The man with the plan.
the man with the plan.
Well, Rod, if we've looked at, if anybody's looked at the market cap, let me go to that real quick.
You can see that we got everything on sale.
Well, even the total market cap's down to $323 billion right now.
God, tell me about it. So bad.
And folks,
Well,
it's
so
kind
good.
of, but so good if you're looking to buy.
That's right. Boy, you better be looking to buy. According to according to this little video we're doing today, you better be buying.
I think so too. Bitcoin's down to 75 again.
I know.
Litecoin,
I love
117.
Ooh, 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 man, I'm tempted to buy some of that. Ooh.
Folks, we've had a couple calls from friends and family, and they're just getting kind of concerned about this continual drop and not getting much past 93 or 94, no, 80, not even up past 9, huh?
Yeah, I think one day I jumped up there for about 10 minutes.
And, we got thinking, and Rod and I are definitely sold on what's going on in the crypto industry and world, but we just kind of reassure these people, it goes back to what Rod and I have talked about before. Just follow the big money men. Whatever they're doing, that's going to be right, because they're not going to go into this thing and lose their behind. They're in it to make. And so we just kind of wanted to show
To
a
a
couple.
point.
Well, no, they're right. Let me rephrase that.
Until they start making their own damn coins.
I don't mean that they're correct in their philosophy and where they're headed long term,
Okay.
but they're not. You can't find, Rod. I probably skim titles of articles. I don't know,
Oh, I know you do.
maybe 100 articles a day.
Yeah, I don't go through that many. I'll go through, I don't know how many, but
But my
something
point
catches
is,
my fancy, I'll look at it.
yeah. But my point is, there's no articles out there that I see where so-and-so is pulling out of crypto because they just don't have the faith in it anymore, or Coinbase is downsizing, or Goldman Sachs has recently got into it, but they decided to pull back out. No. None of the big money men are pulling out of anything.
Granted, I agree.
So that was my point on follow them. Not that they're correct in principle, but they're going to make money. And if when you start seeing articles about them collapsing, then we might want to look at a little caution. But right now, they're coming into this full-fledged. And we just want to review a couple things that's going on that's been kind of interesting.
Yeah, and Ron, I'd like to make a comment on this.
Well, I'm kind of right in the middle of a presentation, Rod.
Well,
but,
that's just too freaking bad.
Okay, the floor's yours, brother.
Well, the thing is, it just that I've been thinking is that these guys are getting into Bitcoin. Why? To make money, number one. But number two, they know it's going to be some kind of that fiat is on its way out. I'm just going to say it outright. Fiat is on its way out. I think they really feel that if they get into this crypto, they're hedging their money, because they say fiat ain't going to be that big is going down. Even if you talk about Goldman Sachs getting into it, and you talk about Facebook, and you talk about all these other big companies, Google and that, making their own damn coins and stuff, it's because number one, they want control of the whole crap, and they also they want to be able to have something set up when the economy does crash, and everybody knows it's going that way. We can't keep making money the way we're making money and nothing to back it. Isn't that right?
No, we've talked before about how the government is just forever printing and there's no accountability, and sooner or later there's going to be a day of reckoning on the fiat system. We are so heavily in debt. That's what you're talking about, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And these guys, especially these bankers, God, they have all these credit cards out, and they're trying to get everybody to go. I get credit card applications every freaking day. Oh, we got you $10,000 if you just come with our credit card. Well, guy, you could gather up 10 or 15 cards and have you $500,000. You know that? And then you charge it all, and then you go bankrupt because you couldn't pay it back. At least I couldn't. But I ain't got no credit card. I just don't believe in going into debt. If I ain't got the money, I ain't buying it.
Well, we are in serious trouble, not just in this country, the United States, but worldwide. And there is going to be a day of reckoning coming. But until then, if we can make some money on crypto or whatever the being, and that's why, folks, you need to be prepared. You need to do some studying. I mean, Rod and I are both into metals and things that'll protect our wealth as we get into the next phase. And whether the crypto is that or what, we believe crypto is coming.
And I'm at the age now, Ron, where I look at it this way. I got cryptocurrency. I have some metals. I don't have a whole bunch, but I do have some. And I've told my kids, if something ever happens to me, don't spend it. Just, have it for a fallback when this stuff happens, because God forbid, I think it's going to happen during their lifetime. It's not going to happen during mine. I really don't think. And if it does, well, I'm kind of prepared.
Okay.
But you see what I mean?
I do. Let's get into a few of these articles just real quick, folks. Just some headlines of what they're doing. And we had anyway. Here's one out of NASDAQ. Facebook and Goldman Sachs, two industry giants breaking into crypto. Got a couple, and this one might be a little longer.
We've been telling about this for a long time.
Well, yeah. Well, they kind of incriminate themselves a little bit too. They're industry Goliaths. Facebook, Goldman Sachs. They've just unveiled plans to break into the world of crypto. Facebook is very serious about exploring its own cryptocurrency spinoff.
Oh my heck! See there?
Now, why do they need their own? So we're going to maybe explore that.
I know.
And then Facebook's corporate developer, Morgan Beller, assured the public that Facebook had no plans to integrate blockchain as payments using crypto right now. However, it's been revealed that Beller had already been exploring the possibility of entering the blockchain for almost a year.
Oh my heck. See, these guys knew what's going on a year ago.
And then they sit there and lie to everybody.
Yeah.
Now, true, I understand if they have proprietary information they don't want to divulge, so be it. I'm good with that. But to sit there, and this to me is a pattern, Rod. This pattern of down-talking crypto while behind the scenes you're getting everything geared up. This same pattern has been with most of the banks, all the big giants, governments, same thing. They're look how long FedCoin has been talked about in our government, which is a digital currency, and yet the whole time, anyway, it's just a mess. And then they talk about Goldman Sachs. They funded a startup called Circle. Now, this is interesting, too. And most of you folks already know Circle purchased Polynex, that exchange.
Yeah.
And they thought that would be easier than trying to apply for all the regulatory stipulations and everything. It'd be just easier to buy a company that already has it all done. So they did. And Goldman Sachs, unlimited funds anyways. Just print what you need.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, we're doing a video after this, folks. You need to tune in and hear. Rod and I just have our cackles up on this, and it's not really pertained to crypto, but we're going to talk about it anyway. They have plans to unleash a new cryptocurrency, see, even Goldman Sachs, that is better, faster, digital version of the U.S. dollar.
Oh my hell.
They just put $110 million into it as an investment. And that $110 million, I think the article goes on and says it turned it into a $3 billion company. This hailed the new currency as basically a dollar that operates on blockchain. So can you see where it's kind of headed, or at least they think where it's going? Maybe a cashless society, everything digital. And we've talked about that before too, folks. Anytime we go all mainstream digital, now Sweden is a perfect example. Sweden, I think their currency distributed within the public of their country only accounts for like 10% of all the wealth. They're pretty much digital in Sweden.
Yeah.
And once you become digital, it's like our last video, we're talking about what China's doing. China has that not a credit rating, but a society
rating.
Yeah, how good you are.
If you aren't good, you get money. Yeah, privileges taken away.
That's an interesting film. You folks ought to go back and see that. They have 1,700,000 face recognition cameras throughout their country. They monitor everything. And if those cameras catch you jaywalking, it's a ding against your social rating.
Standing, yeah.
And you get so many of these dings, and all of a sudden you're not allowed to ride the mass transit, or you're not allowed to do certain things. They penalize you for not being a model citizen. Anyway, so even Goldman Sachs now, they're talking about a new currency, and I think is it called stable coin?
Something like that. You know what? Are these guys trying to make a national or worldwide type Bitcoin? Or
well, we've talked about that in the past too. You have the United States government and there's a lot of articles about the Fed coin. It's a digital currency. Now the IMF, the Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund, is that what it's called? IMF?
Yeah.
It's the World Monetary Fund. They have a coin also called the crypto dollar, I believe. And folks, and then when you start reading about big boys like Facebook wanting their own currency and Goldman Sachs, and in that Goldman Sachs article it says there are several banks willing to join up with them to get this done. It just makes you wonder, what's the agenda in the back of their minds? Where are they headed with all this? Is it to be decentralized and to give us our financial freedom with no overseers watching over us and dictating what we have to do? I beg to differ. I don't care how much exposure they're giving the crypto world. They've got their own alternative motive going on here, I think. And maybe you're going to have two fractions, Rod. On this side of the fence, you got all the big boys that are tied in with governments and bankers anyway, like Facebook and Twitter and all of them. And then over here, you have all the libertarians.
Yeah, libertarians. There you go. Not liberal. We're talking about libertarians.
Rod and I were discussing this before the video, and give them the definition of it, Rod.
Libertarians believe that the rights of the American citizens should not be governed by government or any government. We shouldn't be having any of this crap going on. We should be totally free. And I kind of sway to that. You're gonna have to sway to. I think the libertarian view. And then you got the liberal view. Republicans are more liberal now than but the libertarians we go towards that, I don't know. I just think that we need as a people to be more liberty minded.
And that's the way it was set up originally, but they have just crept in to monitor every facet of our lives. And we are so asleep as a society. All we do is watch Dancing with the Stars and I'm going to say it's stupid football games that we just let these people run wild with whatever they want. As long as we are left alone with our little menial jobs making 40 or 50,000 a year and 2 weeks vacation and a new car, we're happy. We're so asleep on everything anyway. This video is really going to turn out to be long, and maybe we should skip the rest of these dang articles.
We get excited about the crap that's going on. We do want to make you guys aware of it, though. That's the reason why we got it up. Coinbase, a Bitcoin startup, spreading bets to dominate the cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they don't market that. They don't claim they're an exchange anymore, Rod.
No, they don't.
And now they've even applied to get a banking license.
Oh my!
They're looking into getting it to becoming a regulatory bank, or at least fulfilling all those requirements. And I wonder if that's for us small investors that put 500 to 1,000 in, or if it's the institutional investors that are. I mean, who are they really going to benefit? It ain't us. It ain't us. I'm so sick of Coinbase. I just think they're.
Yeah, me too.
They're in it for themselves, and they're seeing the future too, folks. They know where this thing's headed. And
yes, they do.
Yeah, you bet they do. All these big people do.
We may be talking about these big people, but there's still a lot of room in Bitcoin for our coin, not Bitcoin, Bitcoin, for us libertarians to get involved.
Well, there is, but
and I asked Ron to use the word libertarian because I hate the word used as a Joe Schmo and us
peon
and because I don't feel like I'm a peon, and you shouldn't either. Anybody, we have rights and God-given rights that we need to keep this Bitcoin going and these cryptocurrencies and make it something for us, not for them. But we want you to see that these guys are dead serious about it, and we should be too. It's coming. We said a year ago that this thing is going to be a worldwide coin. We didn't know which one, and we still don't know because there's so many of them. And who knows, with them making their own stuff. But if everybody makes their own coins, Fed, Facebook, Goldman Sachs, what's that guy down there in South America? Huh? The
Venezuela
Petro coin, and they got the Russian coin, going on. Everybody makes their own coins, of Chinese, everybody. So it becomes a world mess. And I don't know how they're going to join it all, and I hope
I'll tell you, they're going to centralize it. They're going to centralize it. You bet.
I don't think it'll happen within our lifetime, but
well, that's your personal opinion, because I think I differ on that, and I differ on an economic collapse within our life.
Because I keep looking, Ron. You can't. The world has got too many different agendas going on, and every country wants to be their own, and America wants to be their own, and even England and them.
I think this is where we differ, Rod.
Monetary system, but I don't think they're going to be total. We're always going to have some country that's going to say, "Hey, I ain't joining this crap."
Well, that might truly be, and they will also be forced into it sooner or later. And I know it takes time. The UN has been looking for how many years working on this. And now we got to... I agree with you on some of that. But I think the behind the scenes is bigger than all of us realize. And
we got a lot going on, yeah.
And I'm not debating you. I'm just saying. So.
Oh, I know you're not. Hell, we like to talk about this.
Yeah, I know. Just conscientious time of the video. Okay, so... Coinbase says we don't see ourselves as a crypto exchange anymore. We are very focused on the establishment of the crypto economy. We see ourselves as an enabler of that future economy.
There you go.
And they talk like that. You bet it's coming. And then look what they just did recently. They hired some of the big boys out of Twitter, Facebook, the New York Stock Exchange, Litecoin. I mean, they're gearing up. They say that they can 1,000 times their capabilities here in the next few months or something. Maybe not 1,000 times, but it was a lot. Well, we've over-welcomed our stay. Let me look at these other headlines and just make sure there's nothing we definitely wanted to cover. We talked about Circle. Now, of course, Circle has a new crypto investment app they're working on. Here's that article about Coinbase wants to obtain a banking license. Yeah, here's one too for you folks.
Oh, this one is amazing here now.
Even
nobody
Visa.
nobody can go and charge any crypto on their card, but guess what they're doing? Tell them, Ron.
Yeah, tell them. They Visa is one of the top CEOs in Visa. I think he's over in the UK. They're talking about doing it. They're going to have a crypto card, and they see where it's all going, man. It's just, and that's what. So, folks, yes, continue to buy, continue to hold. There'll be a time, and whether you cash it back into fiat to instantly pay your house off or a vehicle, that would be great. But you got to keep abreast of what's going on, because I think there'll be a division in this. And I think Rod does too. We've talked quite a bit about it.
We have.
So anyway, don't get scared. Don't get discouraged. They're building their infrastructure, and when they're ready to let this go, and the value will go up, I think it's going to go up. As high as what the projections have been, I don't know, but I still think it's going to get back up to where Bitcoin was, easily 20 grand.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Yeah.
Okay, Rod, thank you for sharing your views.
Hey, you betcha. I like to share my views. You know, folks, we talk about this, but this is just our opinion, Ron and I's opinion, and we hope that you get a little entertainment about it, and maybe we brought something in that you never thought of before. Well, we appreciate you guys, and give us a thumbs up, and we appreciate that Texas boy always pounding that like coin, pounding that like button all the time. He comments about that, and we really appreciate him for doing that. And God bless.